Hi, con artist. Welcome, welcome. They are addicted to chaos. I absolutely hate it. How are you doing? I am tired. I'm very tired. Okay, that means it is 10 o'clock. I uploaded a new testimony. Oh, you just woke up a little while ago. It's nice. I would like to sleep later in the morning, but I just can't because of the animals. I was able to sleep late in New Jersey because they were all in my house. I didn't have to dress myself to walk across to another building, unlock it, etc., etc. Which is another reason why I can't wait to get out of here. Besides the fact that the whole town is warring against me. So now I get to file a complaint with the tax office. Yes, it is. It's this late already. I cannot believe it's 10 o'clock already. The days just fly. Yes, I'm filing a complaint against the PVA office because they lied. I mean, by law, they're required to tell me in writing. They're supposed to send me a valuation notice and also give me a certain time frame to dispute it. They didn't do that. And when I spoke to the guy on the phone, it's like almost like he was snickering, laughing about it, like, "Oh no, there's nothing you could do about it." He says, "Oh, I've got all the information here." I said, "Yeah, well, the last time I corresponded with your office was February, and I have it in writing that my property taxes are still exonerated. So what happened between February and now? That and they have provided no notification to me. So if this ever happens to you, what they've done is actually against the law." Hi, Joe. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. How are you guys doing? Well, I know how KG's doing. I've been watching your videos. You got a bunch of sickies where you live too. Yes, I still have a dull headache from whatever they did to me overnight. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. I know it's so horrible what they do. It's horrible. I didn't see Battle. Welcome, welcome. If I miss your name, it's because sometimes when we are having a conversation, it scrolls up and I'm not seeing it. Take photos of your body. Hi, Battle. Welcome. Hi, River Bluff. Take photos of whatever injuries you have because this is not normal. It didn't just happen by itself. Yeah, they're cooking. Oh, the rash it's not even a rash. It is so painful. And well, you don't understand. I mean, this is like, I have not been in the sun. Like, there are parts of my body that have not seen sunlight since I'm a teenager. So my skin is literally white, lily white. And they have cooked in between my thighs, where, I mean, when you're wearing panties and there's the rim of your panties that goes in the crease, of your thigh. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Yes, you made it. You made it. So it's very uncomfortable. Hi, Urban Hillbilly. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in. Yeah, fortunately, I have aloe, and I ended up purchasing. If anybody's interested, you can email me. I don't have it in front of me. It's actually a radiation cream, and it's got all kinds of natural ingredients in it. It's a little pricey. The aloe's good. I really need to take a bath. Um, uh, the kind of bath that I would use if I had poison ivy, which is using colloidal oatmeal, which is very soothing. It's just after the bath, the colloidal oatmeal leaves like a mess in the bathtub. You've got to scrub it right away. Where no, they burnt me. They burnt me, and uh, to be fair about this, I only slept for an hour and a half last night, so they did it within an hour and a half. Because I posted that video about the bullying, the mobbing in the workplace, and that was late. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Why, you ask? What am I doing awake at that time? Um, the criminals put me to sleep. They literally stole 2 hours of my time. It's like they read your mind. When you're remote neural monitored, they know what you're going to do next, and they know that I'm most productive in the evening. I've always been, because during the day, I have so many animals to take care of. I've got 2 chicken coops to clean. I've got to vacuum in the cat's building, clean up any messes in there, um, clean up my house, cook for myself. So I'm more productive with doing concentrated things later in the day, like after all the animals are done. And they literally knock me out every time I eat dinner. Every time. It's horrible. I have to figure out a way to prevent it from happening. Sometimes if I'm listening to like binaural beats or other music that interferes with it, it's helpful. It's horrible. It's cagey. They've been doing this to me since New Jersey. I think I mentioned you guys, like, my daughter was home from university, and she likes to watch movies, and we'd take out some movies from the library. We were watching one together, and I pass out. Um, and she's trying to wake me up. Hi, his girl. It's not urea. It's burn. It's a burn mark. How they did it, I have no idea. Uh, your guess is as good as mine. They do it because they have focused on my bed. I have a very small house. There are not many places for me to lie down. Obviously, in my bed is one of the places I can lie down, and they have focused their energy on that place that I'm able to lie down. And I have so much shielding. Like, I've got literally 5, 6 layers of blankets, a water pillow, a weighted blanket. I have a lead a lead like cape, but it's way too heavy to keep on my body. Yeah, the sleep deprivation is horrible. It wouldn't bother me so much if I didn't have so many things I absolutely have to do during the day. Oh, the cream. Um, if you hold on 1 minute. No, but the meter is not on the house. It's outside of the house on a post. And I have a Faraday cage over the meter. That really does help. Yeah, they do like to burn the feet, the toes. Welcome everybody. But I'll get the radiation cream and I'll tell you what's in it. 1 second. These perverts like to hit men and women in the crotch. I mean, this does not happen normal, naturally. So it's called derma vitality. I can write it down for you guys. 1 second. Let's see. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it to you here. Okay, so it's 6 ounces. Radiation relief cream. It says hydrating and soothing. Paraben, sulfate, phthalates, and petrochemical free. The Ultimate Vitality Radiation Relief Cream is formulated with lavender, which I love, high space indigo, lavender, calendula, and other medicinal herbs to help soothe, calm, and moisturize irritated skin. It also contains aloe. Hi, RB. Oh, your name is Rachel. Okay, hi, Rachel. Welcome. Hi, Forethought. It contains aloe vera, calendula oil, jojoba, shea butter, vitamin E and B, green tea, yarrow, and spirulina. It's made in Florida. It's a dermavitality.com. Dermavitality.com. Hi, targeted ones. Well, the thing is, the detoxing, I detoxed my body a couple of weeks ago and I felt so much better. I actually didn't eat for a few days, just fluids, and stuff was coming out of my body like crazy. And then the criminals entered my house and they injected me in my gum. I think I mentioned it on the last live stream. Hi, James. Welcome. Yes, they know that the essential oils are helpful, so they empty them. Like, I'll buy a new essential oil, and I use them it's sparingly. You only need a couple of drops, and they will empty. And this has been going on since New Jersey. Hi, Lala. Layla. Hi, Heidi. Welcome, welcome. Remember to hit the thumbs up. There are a lot of new people that have come into the chat. There are 22 people listening, watching. Yeah, so this cream is pretty good. It's a little bit more pricey than just the regular aloe. And the aloe feels really good. But what I did this morning is I iced it. I felt it as soon as I got up out of bed. So yeah, hi, City of Fullerton. Yeah, so I put some ice on it. I put some ice on my head too, because they gave me a headache. In that short period of time that I was asleep, an hour and a half, they roasted me. Evil, just so evil. The people are so evil. Yeah, the aloe is good. I like it. I think the biggest problem now is where it's located. Just wearing panties is like digging in there. And it's not like they're so tight, because these stupid criminals, they stretch out my panties. Like, I put them on and it's like, who wore these? That's a good point. They take you to the brink of blank and then back off. Yeah, these are sick. These sadists, they're very sick people. So Riverbluff says, Con, remember when we were talking about the Freemasons being in? They are definitely here in Jackson County, Kentucky. I knew it from the day I got here because these criminals, they drove up to my driveway. And then when I walked to their car, had the audacity to ask me why I approached their car. It's like, excuse me, you pulled into my driveway? What are you doing here? But I could see the way he was like looking around me. He couldn't look in my eyes. And I knew that that was some Freemason loser. I knew it. They always drive around with another person in the car, another, like a brother. They always drive around with a second person in the car. Wait. Cheryl says, I did hear those hundreds of thousands of feds got fired or quit or took a buyout. I asked Rock, and he said there were some FBI and CIA that were fired too. Okay, that's, I don't know if, I hope the bad ones were let go. Question is, do you think they're doing things to us in our house, or do they have tech to get us out? I realize I've had things done to me since I was a girl. They absolutely can target you inside your home. It is their absolute favorite place because they know that's your alleged safe haven. They have your house all wired for sound. I mean, this is my house. Hi, Michigan. So, they know, like, it's a little bit different when you rent. It's not like they can't rewire your apartment when you rent and then undo it. They do different things when you rent. Like they have criminals upstairs and next door to you making noise, running things across the floor. Yes, the fire alarms wired up in the ceiling. They use that. I know when I moved here, I have a fire alarm in my bedroom, and it was flashing at very weird times. Like, I mean, I've lived in a house for 30 years before moving here. I have fire alarms. They don't flash lights like this. So I realized that it was snapping photos of me, so I covered it. I do, Amy. Yes. Yes, I hear the knocks and taps in my walls, mostly right before I'm going to fall asleep. It's like they don't want me to hear it. So they wait for me to fall asleep, but they make mistakes. So yes, I have heard the knocks and taps in my ceiling in my bedroom. Absolutely. Anyone else experience sewer gas or toxic gases being pumped in? I have experienced not necessarily inside my house, but they do it on my property. They actually loosen the valve on my propane tank. They did that last year. There's nobody here but me. How would that happen unless somebody did it physically? You've thought about climbing the attic but won't find anything. No, they are absolutely go into your attic. I don't remember who it is right now. Um, Absolutely targeted ones. They're not fallen angels. They're humans using technology. Yes, they absolutely use gases, perfumes, or chemicals that are neurotoxins. It's like a perfumey spray. And then here in Jackson County, Kentucky, we have fog at night, which is persistent because, in the valley here, we're surrounded by trees. The moisture comes in and we get very dense fog. So when they spray anything, it just lingers in the air. Cheryl says it smells like old, timey hairspray. Yeah, they definitely spray a lot of chemicals. It's horrible because it's not only affecting me, it affects the grass, it affects the trees. Do you think it only lingers over my property? You think that if a breeze comes along, it just stays here? No. Oh, that's interesting, James. James says, I found that the neighbors throw like 2 packs of dryer sheets in the dryer and leave it on exhausting into the air when I try to enjoy the sunlight in the yard. KG says, has anyone looked into police getting defunded and correlating upticks in gang stalking? Hi, Fabian. Welcome. Are the police getting defunded? I haven't heard that. I think they all need to take out their own insurance policies, though. When they get sued and lose their lawsuits, the taxpayer should not have to pay for it. You know, and all those excessive force cases where they delete people just for driving slow or a few miles over. Oh, that's horrible, Joe. That smells really bad. You know, whatever it is, Febreze, these are neurotoxins. You can't use these things. Yes, leaving trash cans open on purpose. Well, here, what they do is they just throw the trash on my property. You can see all those videos on my channel. I'm sure. I hope you were all horrified to see the dildo that they left in my mailbox. I had it on unlisted, so I unhid it so that you guys could see it. I don't care if it's monetized or not. I don't even care. I just want you to see it. YouTube keeps telling me it's not advertiser friendly. It's like, I don't care. I don't need an advertisement. Yes, Conrad says, I believe demonic spirits exist. I do. And, you know, the witches around here, they perform a lot of witchcraft and rituals. And I'm sure that they can summon demonic spirits. It's very sick, very, very sick. Yeah, so yeah, I've documented all the things they do to my mailbox. You know, like my stupid neighbor down the block who likes to throw poopy diapers in front of my mailbox. Yeah, this is why we have the channel. This is why we have the chat. This is why we have testimonies, because so many people are being targeted now, and they're starting YouTube channels. They're speaking out. They're providing evidence online. You can't ignore this stuff anymore. Yeah, they absolutely use frequencies. You know, I'm not that technically adept in all the things that they utilize. I mean, I do have several books, you know, one by Robert Duncan and Hall and, you know, Guinea Pigs, where he talks about the technology and stuff. Some of it is just so horrific. Hi, Jerry. Welcome. Jane says, I'm comforted to hear you sharing so many things, confirming the script they seem to use. Like every other thing you mentioned, you've been through. I've been through a version of it, if not verbatim. Well, I'm so glad, because when this started for me back in 2012 or earlier, I just automatically assumed it was the crazy cat women. You know, they're jealous. They would report me to um, the health department, even though I had a relationship with the health department because my cats were registered there. They were just doing some nasty stuff. I just automatically assumed it was them. It was them that were following me around. But then I realized that it's a little bit more than that. I couldn't put my finger on it, so I started to do the research online, as you all do. You know, I knew what stalking was. I had a stalker, a guy that I dated a couple of times. But this was so different. It was very different. My house was being deteriorated. I couldn't. It was like a cognitive dissonance. because I had a security system. I had cameras. I had deadbolts, multiple. How are people getting in? Like I was in disbelief how this could be happening. Cheryl says they have technology to make you think it's a demon too. Look out for Charlie. Explains it. Yes, he's very good at explaining that, and he'll show you with his frequency meter a lot of frequencies. TIs have high levels of metal and toxins, making us antennas. They can control our frequencies, our moods. Well, I never had that before. But what they do is they infect your environment. They will include it in your foods, and much to your unaware unawareness of it. But it's obvious that there's always sprinkling something in my chicken coops, in my house, like a dust. And it's like I have constant stuffy nose. This is ridiculous. I live like in a very humid place. I should have the clearest skin, the clearest nasal passages. Yes, the calls getting rerouted. All the men sounded like they were the same guy. Yep, that happens here. That's why I'm not receiving any calls. Like when my house was listed for sale, I received no phone calls, not even an inquiry, which is bizarre. Even if it's over somebody's price point, people who are interested will call because they know that everything's negotiable. I received no phone calls. I hear that Michigan's pretty bad, Space Indigo. Hi, K Vicky. Oh yeah, I do too. She says, I feel bad that anybody has to live in a building where where they have to share walls. It really does make it worse a lot of times. At least you can't get a dead animal in your mailbox. Well, that's true. Like I said, a lot of what happens to me here would never go over in New Jersey. New Jersey is just more regulated. The people are actually more civilized there. I can't say the same here. A lot of what they do here would actually be prosecuted in New Jersey. Even though I'm a targeted person, they still would not even allow it to exist. It's sort of like in New Jersey, my neighbor, turned into a perp, rerouted all of her water onto my property by installing a pipe that exited to the curb. That's actually a violation. So I called and I said, "This is a violation. They can't do this. They need to end it before the sidewalk. They can't do it underneath the sidewalk onto my property." And they made the homeowner change it. So that's what happens when you have rules and regulations and codes in a more upscale neighborhood. Even though you're targeted, there's just some stuff they can't get away with doing. Your neighbor leaves the radio on all hours. Yeah, that's a tactic that they use. A targeted woman that I know, when she was living in an apartment, they did that to her. So what she did was, I don't even know how she did this, but she did it back to them by sticking a microphone or something on the ceiling of her apartment and just giving it right back to them, and it stopped. They ended up stopping all the noise campaign against her. In Minnesota, Target. I hear Minnesota is bad too. Oh, you're a musician. So, as a musician, have you considered creating any music to help either the targeting community, like a binaural beat or a frequency? Yeah, the West Coast is bad too. The East Coast, West Coast, every everywhere is bad. Although some places are worse than others. I mean, people consistently say that Florida and California are bad. That seems to be a theme. Southeast. Yeah. Well, I heard that some parts of Kentucky, like where I live, is actually worse than Western Kentucky. And that's actually where my father lived when he lived in Kentucky. They dig wells in a lower spot than yours, so your well runs dry. Oh yeah, that's what they do. That's very interesting that you said that. Let's see, your songs call out Bill Gates and Vanguard. Oh, you're a very popular guy. Well, if you have a YouTube channel, this is the time that you can place your URL in the chat because I have it set up on my comments that you can't post a URL there because I haven't viewed it. I don't know what it is, so it's usually held for review. But if you have a YouTube channel and you want to post the URL in the chat, you can do that. Yes, Elsie, thank you. Yes, it says 16 thumbs up, but there are 32 people. I do know that some of the targeted people, hi Katie D, I'm glad the videos help a lot. I know that some of the targeted people that listen in are just listen, but they're not in the chat. Yes, KG, you can put your video, put a link up there to your channel. Joe has a channel too, if he's still here. Con Artist has a channel. Con Artist has some good videos, like a lot historical videos up there. Hi, James. Absolutely. That's another theory I have is that the musicians that I was involved with back for like 6, 7 years, this could have been because of them. They certainly have the money. Yes. But hey, the way I look at it, I guarantee I've pissed off more than one or two people in my lifetime. But I would venture a guess that the number of people that have pissed me off far exceeds anybody that I've pissed off. Yes, KG posted her channel up above. Yeah, well, nobody would believe some of the famous musicians are involved in this. Oh, well, they're the ones. That's the One Eye Club. Oh, your links are not working? Healing Ministries. There are so many targeting channels out there now, but it's some of them are difficult to locate because they don't use the word targeted or stalking or anything like that in the name of their channel, sort of like mine. Alternative homesteading. I mean, unless you read the introduction, and I did put a trailer on the main page there. I changed it. It used to be my chickens, but I realized that more and more targeted people are coming to my channel, so I wanted to show that I have several testimonies out there. Healing Ministries. I think she gave a testimony. Talking with Joe just came out with a video saying he's being gangster. Well, thank you so much, James. Thank you for stopping by. Remember to hit the thumbs up as you leave. I appreciate all you guys. Oh, you'll be right back. You're watching me on on your TV. Well, there are I don't know if it's misinformation or whatever, but there are a couple of targeted channels where they're outing people claiming that they're not targeted. I don't know if it's cool to do that. Game stalked. Is that the name of a channel? Game stalked? Oh, good, Urban Hillbilly, good. Now, what is your channel? You can post your channel in the comment in the chat here. Khan says, yes, the one eye of Horus, Horus the falcon god. Then Set came along and interfered with his wife Isis. Oh, it's your only video. Okay. Good. If all the targeted people had at least one video. Exactly. It could be another tactic to further isolate targets, saying that they're not. Oh, I've had people say that I'm not. It's usually somebody will try to look up my phone number or call me. And then if I don't call them back, or if I email them that I don't have time to talk, they get freaked out. It's like, you think I have all day long to just talk to people on the phone? Conrad says it's important to know Egyptian history because this is what rules the Freemasons to this day. And that's a really good point. And I'm not real up on Egyptian history, but like as a child, I'd always have an affinity. Like when my father would take us to the museum, I was always fascinated with the Egyptian history. But again, I'm not all that familiar with it. But I've named my cats, Egyptian names. I had a cat and I named Isis because they took away one of her eyes. And then I had to change it because when I was fundraising, PayPal told me that I can't use that name. That it was like a terrorist name. It's like, you're kidding me. That's my cat's name. I had to change her name in order to fundraise for my cat. That's crazy. It's all about the ley lines and astrological alignments. Well, that's true. You cannot poo-poo astrology. I tell people all the time, like, you don't have to believe it exists, but it does. It's been here for decades and decades. But astrology is not anti-God. It's basically planetary geometry. That's what it is. Well, it's good to not trust doctors. A lot of them don't know what they're doing. A lot of the older doctors, did things differently, but these newer doctors, they're trained very differently. And none of them asked you, like, what did you eat today? Yeah, exactly, astronomy. Astronomy and astrology are interrelated. Let's see, Egypt migrated to Switzerland over many years through Rome. Also, Freemasons claim that Nimrod was the first Mason. He built the Tower of Babel. Let's see, the Freemasons evolved from the unwanted sons from Pharaoh's concubines. Oh, with regard to healthcare, I heard that there's going to be. I don't have medical insurance, but there's going to be like 112% increase in medical insurance costs for anybody that has medical insurance coming in January. I mean, that's like ridiculous. Oh, your honey trap boyfriend loves the Egyptians, has Egyptian tattoos all over his body, the all seeing eye on the dollar bill at the top of his spine. Oh my goodness. Well, he certainly imprinted some kind of energy on his body. Pharaoh had dozens, sometimes hundreds of sons, but the power only went to the firstborn from Pharaoh's queen. Let's see. He always asks if I'm worried or concerned for my safety or that people are watching me plotting against or out. So why are you still with that guy if he's a honeypot? You need a pro document. They've done macabre things to your body. Oh yeah, you need to photograph it because this stuff is not. It doesn't happen by itself. It doesn't happen by itself. And actually, let's see if I can find it. A subscriber asked me to ask ChatGPT about the white marks that appear on targets' bodies after directed energy weapon attacks. And I don't know if this happened too, but when the very pointed energy attacks, the circles, allegedly heal, they are white. So that if you were to tan, they would you would see these white dots all over your body. I'm trying to pull it up now, but it's very especially when I have a live stream going on. I don't know if it's going to populate here. Let's see. Yeah, I thought it was really interesting because ChatGPT is usually a little bit more honest with me about this whole gang stalking stuff. But this one question that I asked was a little different, and I'm scrolling up to find it. Okay, here it is. I said, can you describe the types of bruises and marks left on the body after a directed energy weapon assault? Some people report red circles and later forms a scar that looks like a white dot. Does the DEW change the body marks based upon nanotechnology or Morgellons fiber in the body? So this is Chat's response. I want to tread carefully here. Right now, there's no scientific or medical consensus that directed energy weapons dues are being used against individuals in the way that's often described in online forums, nor that nanotechnology or Morgellons fibers interact with the body to alter marks. With that said, I can break this down into three parts so you have a clear view of what's established medical knowledge. Well, I don't really the established medical knowledge is not going to report on this, versus what is reported by people who feel targeted. I don't feel targeted. I am targeted. It's not a feeling. It's not just a feeling. It's actually happening. So, chat goes on to say one, medically recognized causes of skin marks that resemble what people describe. The circular red welts or burns can appear from heat exposure, electrical burns, or pressure injuries like cupping therapy, or suction marks. They sometimes fade into hyperpigmentation or small scars. You hear how ChatGPT is swimming around this question. The white dots, the hyperpigmented scars. After skin is inflamed or damaged, the healing process may leave behind small white marks, areas with a reduced melanin. This can occur after burns, rashes, or chemical irritation. Linear fibers or filaments in the skin, Morgellons, dermatology literature generally attributes these to, this is ridiculous, guys, skin picking, a secondary infection, or keratin fibers or hairs, rather than external technological cause. Well, I have pulled fibers out of my body that are definitely not from my clothing. They have been underneath my fingernails. How the hell did that get there? Claims made and targeted individual do discussions. People who believe they've been attacked by do often report sudden burning sensations, followed by red circles, blistering, or patterned skin marks, lesions that don't heal normally and leave small white scars and dots. Sometimes the perception that fibers or nanotech particles in the body change how the injury looks or heals, linking this to Morgellons or covert implants. These claims are widely circulated in support groups, but they haven't been independently verified in clinical research. I can't imagine why. Nobody's going to pay for that clinical research unless it's an independent person that will become targeted and deleted from the planet. so, so what is known and unknown? And obviously, while I'm reading this, I can't see what's going on in the chat. Let me just see what you're saying. Okay, there are only 200 fallen angels. It may be true. Let's see. Not all fallen angels got put into prison, only four of them. Yes, it sounds like Morgellons fibers. They're still making hybrid humans today. And, Arby says, I happen to be one of them. The authentic self says, I have burn marks on my skin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Post your proof, Arby. That would be awesome to see. First and foremost, I am a chosen one of Jehovah Gods. I have gotten confirmation. My bloodline is Rh negative. I wish I could show you guys a text message he sent my mom. Yeah, he's fully admitted it. Well, that's unfortunate. His girl says RBO negative. The shroud of Turin that covered Jesus' body, his blood type was a B negative. Cage says, so you're half demon. K Vicky says, is it safe? Oh, Vicky, River Bluff asks K Vicky, is it safer for us here in America? Well, actually, Gina, who provided the testimony today, that's just a little over an hour long, this was off the phone call. I'd asked her a question because she mentioned it, and I didn't ask her the question during the interview. She has traveled the world. She's been all over the world. And it followed her everywhere she went. And she's in North Carolina now. Yes, it is narcissistic evil. That is absolutely certain. Okay, so let's see. So continuing with this. Okay, what is known? Red circles, welts, and later white spots can result from burns, inflammation, infections, or immune responses. What is unknown or unproven are the directed energy weapons in civilian settings cause of these marks, or that nanotechnology, Morgellons, alters the healing process. The current medical consensus does not support those mechanisms. And of course, it doesn't. They're all being bribed, threatened, coerced, etc. Important. If someone experiences unexplained marks, documenting them with photos, timestamps, and seeking dermatological evaluation is crucial. This helps distinguish between environmental, dermatological, autoimmune, or trauma causes. If unusual marks appear, it's recommended to keep a photo log with dates, noting any sensation felt beforehand, like heat, stinging, vibrations, and getting a dermatologist's opinion. That way, you can build medical evidence of what's happening, whether it matches known skin disorders or something unusual that needs further investigation. Okay, RB. Well, thank you for joining in. Hi, 451. A rooster? I think that's rooster. Get some true HEPA air filters and take them to the back of a fan. Oh, that's a good idea. I actually have HEPA filter in the cat's building and one in my bedroom. Oh, actually, I have one here too that I almost never turn on because I forget because it's noisy. You know, you'll hear it in the background. You'll hear a hum. Does anybody? Because I can't hear it. Um, good night, RB. Good night. Hi, chemtrail hater. What a great handle. Yeah, I don't like those chemtrails either. That's why I photograph them and post them online. So I need to ask: is the creepy voice in the background? Because I can never hear it until after the playback. Oh, good. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope he got his own YouTube channel. I mean, it's just so obvious. It's in all of my live streams, and it's evidence. It's hacking evidence. Oh, that's interesting. The same day I posted my chemtrails, you had a bunch of them in your sky that morning. I wonder if they all communicate with each other. Oh, let's get that targeted person today. Why would people bother staying here? It's insanity. Oh, the noise is present. Okay, Joe. Joe, you can post the URLs to your channel there so that, people can follow you. I think we all need to support other people's channels. Even if we don't have time to view everything, listen to everything. All of us are trapped by this program, obviously. Let's see. Oh, you hear it. The strange deep groaning or something. After I mentioned it, it got more persistent. Oh yeah, that little creepy voice. That's what I call it, the creepy voice. Oh, they have 12-hour long videos of power tools or dogs barking that people use to harass. Well, some people that have moved to the Asian countries have found that the actual stalking has stopped because of the language barrier. But the frequencies and V2K and all that stuff persisted. Oh, that's a good idea. Of course they did. Of course they destroy your garden. Yes, they steal soil and they steal your seeds. And just as it's starting to bloom or whatever, They'll cut them, burn them. They've done that to me. They've taken down three of my greenhouses. I didn't even have my greenhouses for a season, and they were all destroyed. I didn't even have them long enough to completely photograph them all. I believe that. You had a flower pot stolen out of your rental yard. I believe that. You're thinking about Canada because it's closest to the USA, but I heard it's pretty bad in Canada. When they enforce digital ID here, that's when I'll leave. Well, they already have it going on in some other countries. I'm so sorry they destroyed your herb garden. They destroyed everything here, just everything. Yes, YouTube creator SHP is in Canada. She claims that it's worse there. I know. Oh, the poppies are so pretty. They stole the pot. Oh my goodness. That's right. TIs are everywhere, and they're popping up on YouTube like crazy. I mentioned on the video the testimony that I posted. There's a guy. Let me just pull it up here because I keep forgetting his name. Um, his name is Daniel. Um, 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 let's see. Oh, it's called. His channel is called Veterans with Anxiety. I'm not, I've only watched a couple of his videos. It's called Veteran. Yeah, I know a targeted female in California who's moving. I don't know if she's moving to Thailand or somewhere. I worry about women, single women, like moving to another country by themselves. They're going to regret it when I finally save up enough for legit NVGs. Yeah, right, gang stalking is everywhere. You're mainly leaving because America is too expensive now. It is. It really is. And what I heard tonight, and it doesn't affect me necessarily because I gave up health insurance decades ago, that health medical insurance is going up 112%. Yeah, I would imagine that it's very scary for single women in other countries. Oh, do you want to hear about the threat I received online? I don't even know this person. I was responding about what's happening here in Kentucky to me on another person's channel. And this loser gets on and says, get a man or be homeless. It's like, excuse me, get a man? Is that like a threat? There are no men around here. Oh, yes. Hi, PBJ. That's, I love peanut butter and jelly. um, Everybody needs to check out Sabrina Wallace. She explains everything. Yes, that was a threat. Yes, I reported it to YouTube as a threat. Yeah, yeah, that was a threat. I have these losers stalk me on other people's channels that aren't even targeting channels. They'll send their bots after me to discredit anything that I type for somebody else. Yeah, the Freemasons' cryptic nonsense. But yeah, they leave their symbols everywhere. They give themselves away, but they don't care. Oh, you're interested in the Peace Corps if anyone wants to join. I wonder if that would be protective. I don't know if anybody heard, but a couple of days ago, the primatologist Jane Goodall died at the age of 91 years old. The Peace Corps is government. I would imagine it is. They must receive some government funding. Yeah, I followed Jane Goodall since I'm a child because I was fascinated by this adorable little skinny woman going into the jungle and communicating with apes and chimpanzees. It was remarkable. Nobody did what she does. You're the gorilla lady. I know. It was very sad. Fortunately, she lived a nice long life. I used to donate to the Goodall Foundation or the Goodall Society, when I had money. um, but it's so sad. And also, some of those apes live a very long time. They will never see her again. She would go into the jungles and go and visit them after years, and they would come out of nowhere, coming right up to her. Oh, you met Jane Goodall? Oh, that's so cool. Monkeys and apes, they're so cool. I mean, evidently we're supposed to be a lot like them. I don't know. Well, they're so smart. You're 91 years old. Very sad, but at least she lived a nice long life. Okay, let's see. I heard of something called Raspberry Pi chasing your tail. It's how you can tell what signals are following us. Oh, you're welcome, Urban Hillbilly. You're welcome. I was so tired tonight. I almost called it off, and I said, no, I can't do that. Everybody counts on it and stuff, and I'll just get through it. I'm so tired because I don't ever get to catch up on sleep because I have so many animals to take care of in the morning. Like, I have to feed them. I have to let them out of the chicken coop. Like in New Jersey, well, I didn't have any chickens in New Jersey, but I lived in the same house with my cats. So I could go downstairs in my nightgown and look like a hot mess, feed the animals, and go back to bed for an hour. I can't do that here. Well, I'm so glad that you're getting something out of the live and you're able to communicate with other targeted people here. I mean, I learned from you guys too because everybody has something different to offer. You all live in different countries and cities and states. Okay, so Sabrina Wallace said she wanted to focus on her family. I've seen quite a few of Sabrina's videos, and I get the first two that I watched. I got so depressed. I realized she was telling the truth, and I understood everything she was saying, and it was just so upsetting. Has anybody heard from Jill? She's cheeky. Jill. I'm not sure who Jill is. Oh yes, they do. Hi, bandwagon. That yes, they do malodorants. They'll spray something horrible, like they come into my front of my house, spray something into my house. It smells awful. They'll do it outside, especially on a foggy night, so that it lingers in the air. Those are more the neurotoxins. Oh, she mentioned another forum that she'll post on. Okay. Well, I think she's on Odyssey. Is she? I think she's on Odyssey and maybe BitChute or Rumble. Yeah, she has a very unique perspective on it. Chemical. When they throw something in my house, it smells. How do I explain? It smells musty. It smells musty, like old and musty. What they spray outside smells like chemicals. It's aerosoly. It's perfumey. They did the same thing in New Jersey. They would spray this perfumey stuff on my porch. Yeah, she's the body area network lady. Yes, yes, body area network. Yep. Yes, she's a network engineer, or she was a network engineer. So she describes it from a network engineer's perspective. Absolutely, the prank products. Oh, they love to prank people. Yes, they are pranksters. So I will be right back. I am back. Let's see. Stale cigarette smoke. I don't necessarily have that around here, but a lot of people around here smoke cigarettes. Yes, the demon in the background is every live stream. It's the creepy voice. We're yes, we're used to the creepy. We can ignore the creepy voice. They're wetting your hair. Oh my goodness. Hi Vivian. No, it's a creepy voice that's on all of my live streams. It used to when I started the live streams, it used to kick in around 20 minutes, a half an hour or an hour. Now it's from the very beginning. Oh, the voice picks up when I leave. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. I use something called OUM. OUM. It's an air freshener and sanitizer. It works great. I've not heard of it, but thank you for sharing that. And this is a good place to share the things that work for you, whatever it is. It dials back when I returned. See, I don't hear it into Ozium. Oh, Ozium. I remember Ozium. I remember back in the 60s, we all had Ozium. That stuff really works. It's all the friends had Ozium, all the pot smokers. Oh my goodness. You think it's a sensor in the nose. Like my nose is stuffy now. There's absolutely no reason for my nose to be stuffy. It seems like when I'm talking a long time, uh, you're masking what they're trying to get you to breathe. Oh, Ozium. Oh, Ozium. They used to have Ozium in all the head shops back in the day. Yes, like all my friends had Ozium. All the potheads had Ozium. It's like a little metal tube, like a little spray tube, tiny, and it's kind of strong, but it works well. In fact, I actually bought it when I lived in New Jersey for the cats for the litter boxes. I didn't use it very often. His girl says quantum entanglement and the internet of everything is close to the end game. Everyone is connected or can be through quantum entanglement. Don't let them freak you out. I use quantum entanglement for healthcare. Oh, Cheryl says I had a black cat show up at my house again. Well, the one thing about black cats is actually they have nice personalities. They have the best fur. Like black cats don't shed the way other cats shed. People don't realize that. They can have the sweetest personalities. They're just so hard to photograph. Yes, it was used to cover up the smell of smoking pot. Exactly. I do these chats every Saturday night. It's the only time that I have time to do it. Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern time until midnight. I was going a little bit later, but it was consuming too much of my time, and I would be so tired the next day. And I am tired right now. I'm really tired. Let's see. If you wear clothing commonly found in their database, like Walmart clothing, they could do things to your clothing across dimensions. It's made to look. make you look like paranormal activity, but it's science. Now, what I don't wear any clothing from Walmart, but I do end up buying used clothing on YouTube. There are a lot of teenagers that wear something once or twice and then they sell it on YouTube. My daughter was one of them. And then they sell them on not YouTube, on eBay. And so I'll buy a lot of vintage or old clothing there, except for undergarments. But they do things to my clothing, like they discolor the clothing, they cut holes in the clothing, stretch out my panties. It's like, how did my panties get big? It's like I don't even have a big ass anymore. How are my panties hanging on my body? You had a black cat that was fat and lazy? Really? I've actually not seen a fat and lazy black cat. I have several black cats now, and they all have really nice personalities. It's the one thing about black cats is they're so hard to photograph. It's like you've got to get them in the best light, the best angle. Otherwise, it's just like a black blob. You'll see eyes, and that's it. Yes, they do steal. They steal clothing. They return them. It's like a total psychological operation. Like they sliced a pair of new leggings that I had. So I just washed it, folded it up. I said, you know what? The slice is too large for me to start sewing it. I have no time to sew. So I folded it up and left it in the laundry room. I decided one day to pick them up, and the slice was gone. I think they buy the same clothes that I wear and keep switching it up. Oh yes, Layla. I have that on my channel too. I asked him permission to post it on my channel, so I've got the cloaking. It is techno. It's being used here on this property. Oh, your friend has a black cat. It's spoiled. As big as a puma. The technology is off the charts, but it's not mainstream. Like people don't realize that you can have somebody on your property walking around literally feet in front of you and you won't see them. The animals will clue you off. The animals start freaking out. Yes, Ralph Lauren, Ann Taylor. I liked Ann Taylor. um, Ralph Lauren was always like it was a little too large for me. Let's see, over since 2000. It's long. Yeah, it's crazy. How long is this going on for some people? I know when I started listening to testimonies, like some of the older folks have been targeted like 30 years. And some targeted people say, oh no, this really just happened after 9/11. But no, it's been happening before 9/11. It just picked up, it ramped up after 9/11. Yes, I asked him permission to mirror the cloaking on the channel because he actually said that he posted it because of what's happening on my property. Yes, believe there are invisible people around there. Your dog freaked out the other night. Well, the animals know. They sense things. Has anyone seen a YouTuber Journey of the Anointed? No, I don't think so. Journey of the Anointed. No. He talks about gang stalking and says he overcame it. Well, I don't know about that. Usually they start ramping it up. Although I have heard people say that sometimes whomever put you in the program or whoever is funding it, sometimes the funding runs out. And you think that the people targeting you are going to live forever? Some of them are going to pass away. Wow, that's interesting. Um, 451 says, my dog warned me about somebody hiding in my woods, and I later got a text message from a fake friend. Just randomly, it said, how did you know? Out of nowhere. It happened 10 minutes after you went back inside. That's crazy. Yeah. That's what happens when you're under surveillance 24/7. Yeah, the do torture is definitely separate from the gang stalking. So is vandalism. If you own property, it's literally off the charts. They get you from every direction. There's another channel, and I just received a notification. There's another YouTube creator. I'll put it in the chat, who also has a targeting channel. It's SR, and let's see, where did this disappear to? That's another YouTube creator who is a targeted person. Hi, Nick. Welcome. I received a comment on the video, the testimony that I just posted. This is from you, his girl. It's all being done after we fall asleep. Joel 2 speaks of this phenomenon, a vast army in which every soldier automatically stays in precise lockstep. The citizens are being used as proxies for all sorts of secret stuff or for calculated mayhem. Thank you for that, his girl. Oh, you're getting brighted by your neighbors. Thank you, Elsie. Thank you so much. Yep, they're puppeteering us after we fall asleep. Yes, you can hear them. I can hear people outside my window sometimes. I mean, these people are stupid. They think that you cannot hear them. Just because my cameras might not be able to detect them, you can hear them. There's nobody else living in my house but me. Well, I believe that, as more and more people speak out, I mean, it's going to be something they can't ignore anymore. The brighting symbolism is to illuminate the TI in Pharaoh's wisdom. But his girl says, I write again about solution for your property on that video. I'm pissed. It's so difficult because there are too many places for people to hide here. It's very, very difficult. I need to get out of here. Besides the fact that they just raised my property taxes without telling me, no notification. So I'm reporting their sorry ass. Oh, what they're doing here is horrible. Just horrible. But I'm not going to be quiet about it, and I'm contacting other people to see if they can do my story. Yes, some nice person sent me those blue blocking glasses. Well, it does follow you, but the targeting was very different in New Jersey than it is here. As I mentioned, there are some things you just can't get away with there, whether you're targeted or not. I had cars following me, the brighting, the vandalism, and stuff like that. But there are too many regulations in a place like that, and it makes it so obvious. So the connection between the increase of property tax and the threat of yeah, isn't that ridiculous? Oh no, I'm not going to be paying this property tax. I have snagged this person. He lied. I recorded the phone conversation, and this little effer totally lied. He says, "Oh, I have all the information you sent." Yeah, you lied. You're supposed to notify me in writing when there's a valuation, and you did not. You failed to do it. So now you get reported. Because what they did is against the law, actually. So what they did is it's a failure of Jackson County PVA to notify of a property tax increase. I submitted a formal complaint regarding the Jackson County Property Valuation Administrator's Office. Me as the homeowner, I was not notified of an increase in my property tax assessment, and it's in violation of Kentucky statutes KRS 132.450 and KRS 133120. This lack of notification denied me the legal right to appeal the assessment within the required time frame. And I respectfully requested a review of this matter and any corrective actions available under Kentucky law. And I copied the Kentucky Department of Revenue, the Office of Property Valuation. So that little snickering fool on the phone, thinking it was just like so much fun that he did what he did, I'm not going to shut up about it, and I'm not going to be paying those taxes. Yeah, they're trying to run me up, but they're preventing me from doing so. And that's the way it is. They're the ones that are devaluing my property. And I'm going to demand that I know what the taxes that are being paid by my neighbors. I've got neighbors that have houses 5 times the size of mine and more land. They can't just randomly select me to change my property taxes. And they added stuff to this tax bill that I have never seen before in 6 years that I'm here. A soil tax? You must be joking. Like they are actually stealing my soil and now they want to tax me on what they're stolen? It's a joke. Speaking to the people at these agencies here in this town is a joke. They're all narcissists, they're all pathological liars, and they're all in on it. Let's see, Riverville says I was in Phoenix for a month and I actually thought about moving there. It was bearable there. Let's see, your taxes are $1,400 per year. No, I never did. Actually, the only reason I contacted them, Nick, is because when I listed my property for sale, it kept populating on the realtor.com showing the old mobile home trailer that's been gone for 6 years. And they never corrected the acreage of the property. So actually, that's considered to be false advertising. You know, you advertise your property, you can be liable for posting that information online. So I repeatedly went to them and said, you've got to remove the mobile home trailer. This is going on for years. Years. They finally replaced it with the photo of my home. They finally updated the acreage. And then I received on February 18 of this year an email from, I guess, their secretary, whatever, and it specifically states they added my updated acreage, they added the photo of my house, and as of February 18th, it specifically stated that my property card, that my exemption amount is listed and shows the entire bill is exonerated. That is the last time I heard from that office, February 18th, the last time. And it was in writing that my property taxes are exonerated. So, can you imagine what it was like getting a more than $1,400 invoice from the sheriff's department when I was told that my property taxes are exonerated? No, what they did with my floor here is it was tongue and groove, you know, the boards that fit inside of each other. Before I moved into my house, they removed all the tongue and groove, did something underneath, relaid the floor down, spaced. It's no longer tongue and groove, spaced. And they screwed each of the panels down to prevent me from tearing up the floor, which I was going to do. I was going to replace the floor. Oh, it's very weird here in Jackson County, KG. Very weird. The sheriff sends the invoices for the property taxes and collects the property taxes. But the PVA office does the valuations. But I never received an updated property valuation. I have not heard from them since February 18th. And actually, I had mentioned some of the upgrades I did to my property, and the woman, her name is McKaylee, she says, "Well, it's your choice whether or not you can add, you want to add them to the tax card." She says your property taxes would increase if you chose to add them. I never responded to adding them. I never approved adding them. How could they add something and not add a value to them? Like, I want to know what value they added to a little tiny chicken coop that could increase my property taxes this much. And the mobile home trailer was twice the size of my house. So basically, what I did is I replaced the mobile home trailer that's been there on their property card for 6 years with my house that's half the size and my cat's building. Combined together, it equals the mobile home trailer square footage. It makes absolutely no sense at all. And he was snickering on the phone. He says, "Oh, well, I have all the work here." I said, "Yeah, well, I do too." Oh, you got a fake noise complaint from the person below you Friday. Oh, yeah, that's what the perps do. Well, when it comes to noise, did he record it? Like, what kind of noise was it? Yes, a con artist says in Lorraine's case, the sheriff is chief handler. Well, yeah, he lets the poopynurse.com and their psychotic family members leave poopy diapers, dead animals, dildos. Fortunately, Richard Moore, USA GSA, he just does not buffer anything that he writes, and he did a couple of videos on our sheriff. So yeah, like the sheriff can complain to Richard Moore, but Richard did a couple of really cute, insulting videos about the sheriff's department here and what they've done to me with the dildo. This is how sick these people are sick. You have rugs all over and concrete floors. Oh, that's hard to walk on. Concrete floors. That's hard on the legs. Yeah, the Rife is good. If you can find it, watch Stephen O. Keefe's testimony. Do you know what channel? Yeah, the dildo was the icing on the cake. Yeah, but that's okay. I sent it to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. In fact, I sent the raw meat. I sent all of the mailbox photos to the Attorney General. Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous. And the property taxes are ridiculous. You don't go from paying zero to $1,400 on a 740 square foot house. I want to know what my neighbors are paying. I might have to FOIA request that information. I want everybody's property taxes around here. Stephen O'Keefe. Okay. If anybody finds it, you can always email it to me also. Yeah, there are a lot of rife frequencies on YouTube. I was listening to one the other day. I thought it was pretty good. It was a little loud. It was a little on the loud side, but I guess that's what, prevented them from knocking me out during that time. Did I ever find out what a hoof charge was for the property? I don't know what that is. What is a hoof charge? I don't have any hoofed animals here. I don't know if that's what you mean. A rife is a frequency. It's after a man back in the day named Royal Rife. Oh, goats, cows, horses. I don't have any of those. However, our current sheriff, when he was a deputy, had the audacity to trespass my property with all his horses tearing up my outer field. I don't even know how long he was using it. Probably the whole time the former owner was in the hospital and passed away. So it's a derogatory term, hoof. Oh, you thought I said hoof on the property tax video? Um, no, I'll read to you what's on my property taxes that I've never seen before. The state, real estate, soil, never seen that before. Soil tax, school tax, which is typical, library, health. I've never seen that on an tax bill before. Extension, never seen that on a tax bill before. County, and ambulance. Oh, it was the term I was asking about. I'm not sure. Oh, the chicken coop. Yes, yes, the chicken coop. Oh, yeah, because when I was on the phone with these morons, they said, well, you added a chicken coop. Oh, really? What value did you assign to my chicken coop to increase my property taxes to $1,400? Inquiring minds want to know. And the fact that you increased it without notification to me is against the law. So, yeah, these losers are getting reported. And if nothing gets done about it, I'll report them to the attorney general. I'll go up the ladder. That's what I do here. Yeah, these people are scum. I really want to get a lawyer and sue their sorry asses. I'm seriously considering it. But we've got 15 minutes left. The live shuts down at midnight here Eastern time. Did I corner the old realtor about why you were not told the remaining adjacent 20-acre? Oh, I tried to get him to sell this property again. And I had a brief conversation with him. He was going to call me back, and he never did. So I never contacted him again. But what I did find out that was actually a bone of contention. The former owner's children, the sons, one of them is a realtor. He failed to disclose that he was a realtor when they were selling my property, the property I purchased. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yes, I hear what you're saying, Bandwag. I can't pronounce your name. B Dawn B Dawn B Dawny Dawn. So let's see. Rife activates Nano without disengaging it. Yes, it is. It's like a little generator. They're costly, but there are some great YouTube channels that actually have rife frequencies on their channel. Most of them are free. There are some of them that have advertisements cutting into them, which is not cool. But many of them are lasting hours. There are some videos that are lasting like a whole night's sleep. I mean, if you're able to sleep 8 hours, but there are videos that last 8 hours. Yeah, I was pissed off about that, Nick. I actually, when I was looking at other properties in Kentucky, there was one that I was very interested in, but it was a piece that belonged to another property, and the owners of that property were going to continue living next door, and it just seemed like a really negative situation. Like they were trying to off a piece of their land, but still have control over it. So I turned that down. Yes, Layla says, we're going to survive and we're strong and resilient. I guarantee, I've said it before, one in particular, I don't think she could last a week without having a nervous breakdown if she were getting what I get. She wouldn't last a week. You know, if her husband weren't around, if she were blacklisted, if she were getting microwaved, if her pets were being harmed, oh my God, forget it. She would not last. Actually, she probably wouldn't even last a week, honestly. I mean, have you ever considered that? Like your perpetrators, if the wheels were turned, if they were getting what happens to you to them, if they would be able to survive it and for how long. But they don't care. They are addicted to chaos. Well, I don't know if you follow the YouTube creator and targeted person Freedom Voice. He just uploaded a video. He doesn't upload often, but he just uploaded a video. I'm looking forward to watching. Tyra Spalding. Let's see, what does this say? Hey guys, Freedom Voice One here. Second. I wanted to do this. Tyra Spalding was gang stalked and set up by friends and family, and this is her testimony. So yeah, it's almost an hour long. Let's see. Cheryl says, I just saw a headline on Redacted that the pyramid at Giza has been activated. Oh wow, that's interesting. I don't. What does that mean? That it's been activated? Like, is there energy going to be shooting out from the top or something? I don't know. Conrad just says, from biblical point of view, this world, Satan's world, is about to perish. Therefore, the Bible encourages people to form a relationship with God, Jehovah God, and be saved. Nick says, you would not last a week with my dog running around. Urban Hillbilly says, I wouldn't try to rather be, I would rather be us than them. The people on the ground doing the harassing are slaves to the narcissists. Let's see. If there are perps in the chat, let Lorraine know so she can block them. There's always one or two. If they behave, it's not a problem. And right now, it's 10 minutes to midnight. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, Cheryl's going to ask Rock a real quick question. Okay, so Layla says, I'm mostly German descent. Your pops would always try to teach me the language when I was growing up. Wish I would have paid more attention. Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, my daughter she took French in school and then German. Not in graduate school or university, in like undergrad. I was horrible with languages, just horrible. I took Italian. I would never have passed if my Italian teacher was not totally in love with me. Let's see. The Germans are nice. Poor Germans were blamed for World War II. Well, actually, there's a targeted woman in Germany that writes me every once in a while. She writes me a handwritten letter, which is so cool, to tell me what her situation is like there. Good night, Amy. Yeah, we're to be closing up in a couple of minutes. Yeah, conformists suck. You refuse to be common. Well, imagine if everybody were common, would there be any inventions? Would we have the telephone? Nikola Tesla, would they be so concerned with stealing all of his ideas? Or my father's, for that reason, for that matter? If everybody were boring and common, we'd be back in the Stone Age, which I guess we're all going to be back there eventually anyway with what they're doing to the world. Let's see, Hitler was a product and employee of the Templar Knights. He was a Swiss Templar Knight located in Germany. Therefore, the assumption is the Germans know was the Swiss. I didn't know that. I don't know history at all. I'm like really poor with history. She says, I will never conform. I'm happy. I'm a bit odd and eccentric. Yes. River Bluff says, I'm out. Night, ladies and gents. Good night, River Bluff. Thank you, everybody. Oh, he's Austrian. Okay. Good night, SDL. Good night, Elsie. Good night, his girl. Let's see, just reverse engineered UFO tech would be our new inventions. They're not common. Oh, you lived in Germany for 3 years. In the army, it was a nightmare. Okay. Well, maybe that's why Edward Snowden's in Russia. I wonder where else he tried to escape to. But he's in Russia. It can't be Russia, 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 like doing all this damage. It's the good old USA targeting their own people. But anyway, I'm going to end the chat. Thank you, everybody, for not only subscribing, listening to all the videos, listening to my soliloquies and rants and diatribes, and hitting the thumbs up, helping the channel grow, and because it really does help to get the message out there, and there are so many more of us coming forward. Good night, Cheryl. I appreciate all you guys. I'm going to end the live stream now. I hope everybody's doing well, has a good rest of the evening. And I want to go watch Freedom Voices video testimony. Let's see, Putin, Russia is the same deal. He's a Teutonic Knight Templar. See, I don't know any of this stuff. I don't even know what that means. Have a great night, Joe. I don't get to dream anymore. They steal my dreams too. You just watch the same video too. I can't wait. I love it. He's a really good sleuth, and I told him specifically if anything ever happens to me, please research what happens to me and do a video. Okay, everybody, I'm going to sign off for now. Have a good night.